I wasn't supposed to take the back roads. That's the part I keep thinking about. If I had stayed on the highway like my GPS wanted, maybe none of this would have happened. Maybe I would have made it to my aunt's cabin before midnight, curled up under one of those heavy old quilts she keeps in the guest room, and laughed about the storm on the drive. Instead, I turned onto Blackwater Road, and I think something followed me home. The rain had started around 9, not heavy at first, just a cold mist that smeared across the windshield and made the road shine silver under my headlights. My phone signal kept dropping in and out, and eventually my GPS rerouted me around a traffic accident farther north.
Faster route available.
That stupid robotic voice sounded almost cheerful. I remember hesitating. The road it suggested looked wrong somehow. Narrow, empty, just a thin grey line cutting through miles of forest. But I was tired, so I turned. At first, it was normal. Trees, rain, darkness. My tire hissed against the pavement while the wipers knocked back and forth in this steady rhythm that almost hypnotized me. I turned up the music just to fill the silence, but even that felt strange out there, like the sound didn't belong. About 20 minutes in, I passed the first thing. A deer, at least. I thought it was a deer. It stood on the shoulder of the road perfectly still, half hidden beneath the trees. Its body looked too thin, all ribs and long legs, but its eyes reflected bright white in my headlights. I slowed down automatically. The thing didn't move, didn't blink. Then I realized its head was facing the wrong way. Not twisting awkwardly, completely backward. My God. My tires slipped on the wet road as I hit the gas, and in the rearview mirror, I caught one last glimpse of it standing there, watching me leave. I told myself it was exhaustion, my brain trying to turn shadows into something scary, but then I started seeing the woman. The first time, she was standing beside a broken down car, hazard lights blinking weakly in the rain. She wore this pale dress that hung soaking wet against her body, and dark hair covered most of her face. I slowed automatically, reaching for my phone. Then she lifted her head. There was no face under the hair. Nothing, just smooth skin stretched flat where her features should have been. I screamed. I nearly drove into the opposite lane before speeding past her. When I looked back, the car was gone too. No headlights, no woman, nothing. I kept driving, past her now. The rain got worse the further I went, hammering against the roof so hard I could barely hear myself think. No houses, no gas stations, no signs. Then I passed mile marker 31. 10 minutes later, I passed it again. Same bent pole, same faded numbers. 31. I frowned and checked my GPS. No signal. The map had frozen completely. Cold knot formed in my stomach. Nope, absolutely not. I kept driving. 20 more minutes, and then mile marker 31. Again. This time I slammed on the brakes. The car skidded slightly before stopping dead in the middle of the road. I stared at the sign through the windshield. 31. Something moved beside it. A figure standing between the trees, tall, too tall. Its head nearly brushed the lower branches. I couldn't make out details through the rain, but I knew one thing immediately. It was looking at me. Then it stepped closer. Its movements weren't human. Its limbs jerked wrong, like a puppet being pulled by invisible strings. And as it entered the headlights, I saw its face, or what should have been a face. Smooth skin, no eyes, no mouth, no nose, just blank flesh, the same as the woman. I threw the car into reverse so hard the engine screamed. The tires spun uselessly. The thing kept walking toward me, slow, steady. I remember sobbing as the car finally caught traction. I backed down the road blindly before jerking the wheel and speeding forward again. I didn't care where I was going anymore. I just wanted out. Then the knocking started. From inside the car, behind me. I froze. Another 3 knocks. Directly behind my seat. I looked into the rearview mirror. The back seat was empty, but the upholstery was wet, like someone had been sitting there dripping rainwater everywhere. I started screaming. I don't even remember pressing the accelerator, but suddenly the car was flying down the road at nearly 90. Trees blurred past in black smears, while tears burned down my face. The knocking kept happening, closer each time, until finally,
You passed us 3 times.
I swerved violently. The car hit gravel. And then, silence. When I woke up, morning light spilled through the shattered windshield. My car rested upside down in a ditch. For a moment, I just lay there breathing, alive. My hands shook as I crawled out through the broken window. The storm was gone. The woods were silent, and Blackwater Road looked completely normal in daylight. I almost convinced myself it had all been a hallucination, shock, stress, until I saw the footprints, wet footprints, leading away from the wreck, bare feet, long, narrow impressions in the mud, dozens of them, and every single one pointed toward the trees, except one. One set came from the trees and stopped beside the driver's door, like someone had stood there watching me sleep. I left the car there. I ran nearly 2 miles before finding help. The police searched the area later that day. They found my car, found the ditch, but they told me there was no road called Blackwater anywhere in that county. I argued with them, cried, showed them my GPS history. Nothing. No route data. No saved roads. Like the drive had never happened. I tried to move on after that. For weeks I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw those blank faces standing in the rain. Eventually, things started feeling normal again. Until last night. I was driving home from work, stopped at a red light, and when I glanced in the rearview mirror, someone was sitting in my back seat, wet hair, pale skin, no face. And this time, I don't think it's going to let me leave. You felt it, didn't you? That moment where something changed. You almost heard it. Play it back. It's clearer the second time. You've been listening to Dead Air. If you enjoyed the episode, follow the show. And remember, listen closely. New episodes every week. Good night. You stayed. We knew you would.
Don't turn